I'm your host, Holly Jolly, and thank you for joining us on today's episode of Holly Jolly Kitchen. Here on the show, we make and eat many treats, but everyone has their favorite. So, I want to take a little poll. Which one is your favorite between cookies, cupcakes, and brownies? If you like cookies, raise your hand. Nice! Now, where are my cupcake people at? Okay, who would rather have a brownie over anything? Well, jingle all the way! I can see that we've got lots of different favorites. Speaking of favorites, I haven't even told you guys my favorite part of what happens here in the kitchen. I have two friends, Graham and Reese, who do most of the cooking on this show. Sometimes they're trying out new recipes, and sometimes they're mixing up the old classics. But no matter what they're doing, they're a ton of fun. Why don't we go ahead and check in with them to see what's happening in the test kitchen today?
Today we ask the age-old question, are you ready? Reese, you ready?
Are you really asking if I'm ready for the best time of the year? You bet I am.
I knew I could count on you. You live ready for this time of year. Man, I love Christmas.
I mean, what's not to love? Decorating the Christmas tree, buying presents, and the Christmas cookies.
Don't even get me started on the Christmas cookies. Do you remember that time that I won a contest for eating the most cookies in 60 seconds? It wasn't easy either, but so delicious.
Our viewers weren't there to see it, but trust me when I say it was intense. Anyways, let's get to our
Recipe of the day!
All right, so this is from a dude named Gustav.
Ooh,
and it comes to our kitchen all the way from, why don't we guess what country he's from?
Oh, that's a great idea. Okay, let's try and say the same country on three. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Germany! Graham, seriously? Hawaii isn't even a country. This letter is coming all the way from the country of Germany.
Germany? Why didn't you just say so? I've got a little something for you. That was for you, Gustav, my man.
All right. So, Gustav wants us to recreate his all-time favorite Christmas dessert.
We totally can.
Okay.
Oh, I see. You're wanting us to get a drum roll to get this thing going, huh? Okay, I got you. And the dessert of the day is
Herfin Flar.
fish and flour for what?
No. Herfin Flar. Flurfin Flatflin. Farfin Flan. Okay, so if I can't even pronounce it, I doubt we can even make it. How is it going to happen?
Okay, what's in a name? It's just the language barrier. I mean, tomato, fish and flarfin flarf, perfin larfin narf. It's no biggie. Have a little Christmas cheer. Reese, we got this.
Okay, you're right. Let's just find the ingredients we need and get to cooking.
Perfect.
All right, so we need flour, eggs, baking powder, butter.
Check. Check. Checkity check.
Okay, and now we need quark.
Excuse you?
No, the ingredient we need is called quark.
I'm pretty sure you just made that up.
No, look.
Okay, so quark is definitely out. I don't even think that's a real thing. Not sure it is. But we can add, peppermint bark. Quark, bark, I mean, it's basically the same thing. No one will know the difference.
I mean, I don't know about that, but okay. Okay, so now we need milk, salt, sugar.
Oh. Boom, boom, boom! Got it.
All right, and our last ingredient here is cardamom.
Hey, you leave my mom out of this.
No. It's our last ingredient, cardamom. I've never even heard of that before.
Okay, quark, cardamom. This is gonna go down in Holly Jolly kitchen history as this century's most epic baking disaster. I'm highly doubting ourselves right now.
We most definitely have a problem here, and we both know what that means.
The button.
Oh, ginger snap.
I'd say those two are in holly jolly crisis mode. When our chefs hit some sort of cooking catastrophe, they can hit the panic button because they know that, as the host of the show, I'm here to help. If you've ever been in a kitchen, you've probably seen a recipe book. This is every chef's best friend. When you follow the recipe exactly, you get an awesome result that you and all of your friends, or in our case, viewers like you, can enjoy. But just like we saw with Graham and Reese, things don't always go according to our plan. Sometimes we can try our very best to make something work, but it just doesn't. You may have noticed that toward the end of their attempt, they started to have lots of doubts, including their ability to make the German specialty. Fortunately for them, I like to run my kitchen on God's recipe book. This is not one that shows us how to make cookies, cakes, candies, or pies. This recipe book helps us to know how to make right choices inside and outside of the kitchen. Does anyone know what God's recipe book is called? The Bible, that's right. In life, when we're starting to doubt, we can go to the Bible for help. Seeing Graham and Reese struggle to believe they could make that recipe reminds me of a true story from the Bible about someone who was doubting as well. Here, put your eyes on the screens and check it out.
Sometimes it's hard to believe that everything God says is true. This story helps us see how we can believe God and that He will do what He says He will do. It all starts with a guy named Zechariah.
Oh, hey!
Zechariah was a priest, and his job was to take care of the temple. He was married to a woman named
Elizabeth, where are you? Oh, there she is.
I'm right here, dear.
They loved God and each other. Sadly, there was one thing they were missing: a baby. You see, Elizabeth could not have a baby, and they were both very old.
Did you say you were cold?
No! I think he said that we're old.
No, wait just a minute. Ooh, ow! Oh, my back!
One day, while Zechariah was serving inside the temple, an angel of the Lord appeared to him. And when he saw the angel, Zechariah was amazed.
Yeah, I was also terrified.
But Zechariah didn't need to be scared. The angel had some really good news for him.
Zechariah, don't be afraid. God has heard your prayer. Your wife Elizabeth will give birth to a son, and you will name him John. He will bring you joy. He will get people ready for their Savior to come.
Zechariah couldn't believe what he was hearing.
Can I really believe you? My wife Elizabeth and I can't have a baby. We're too old.
Can you imagine an angel coming to you and not believing what he had said? Well, that's exactly what happened. Then the angel said to Zechariah,
I am Gabriel. God sent me to talk to you and to tell you this good news. But now you will not be able to speak until the day these things happen, because you did not believe what I told you, but God will make them happen.
There were people waiting for Zechariah outside the temple. He had been inside for a really long time. Well, when Zechariah finally came out, they had lots of questions for him. But just like the angel said, Zechariah couldn't speak.
What's he trying to say?
Is he playing charades?
Why can't he talk?
It wasn't long after the angel's visit that Zechariah's wife, Elizabeth, became pregnant. She could not believe what God had done for her. Before, Elizabeth had been sad that she couldn't have a baby. But now she was so happy.
It's a miracle!
When it was time for Elizabeth to give birth, she had a boy. Everyone was so happy for her and wanted Elizabeth to name him Zechariah, because this was his father's name. But that is not what she wanted to do.
No! He will be named John!
The people didn't get it. There was no one in their family named John. Why would she want that name? So they went to ask Zechariah for the baby's name. But he still could not talk.
Zechariah, what are you going to name the baby?
It should be a family name, right?
Why aren't you saying anything?
Zechariah still couldn't talk, so they brought him a tablet, and he wrote, "His name is John." And everyone was surprised. Then immediately, Zechariah could talk again, and he began singing to God and praising him.
God gave me a little boy, doo-dah, doo-dah, and his name will be John, oh, doo-dah day. Yeah!
In his song, he thanked God for sending a Savior to save them and give them freedom. Zechariah also prayed a special prayer for his newborn son, John, saying he would prepare the way for the Savior to come. Zechariah may not have believed God at first, but when God did exactly what he said he would do, Zechariah knew that he could believe God.
As you saw from that story, Zechariah was having a hard time believing that God was really going to give him and his wife a son. He just did not believe that God would be able to give them a baby. But was God able to give them a baby? He sure was. God gave Zechariah and Elizabeth a son named John. And even though Zechariah doubted at first, we saw that in the end, he believed God. And we saw the same thing going on with Graham and Reese. They had a hard time believing that they could make that recipe work. Sometimes things will get tough for us, and we'll wonder how things will turn out. But when we're in the middle of a sticky situation, in the kitchen or out of it, we can believe God. He means it when he says that he will always come through for us. Let's say our big answer together. I can believe God. Let's do that one more time. I can believe God. You've got it. We'll see you viewers next week. From our holly jolly kitchen to yours, so long.
Hello everyone, Holly Jolly here, and it's time to play a game. This game is called Blindfolded Cookie Decorating. For this game, you will need Christmas tree-shaped cookies, green frosting, sprinkles, and blindfolds. You have 2 minutes to decorate the cookies to look like this. But you will be blindfolded. When the timer is up, you will show your cookie to the audience and have them vote on whether you nailed it or failed it. Yikes! Let's hope that yours turns out better than Kitty's and Abby's. Good luck!